didn't expect you for another hour yet. Now you're just trying to impress me. But I know. You have questions. You always do. The only important question is this. Who are we, Henry? The success starved me. Nothing left but lines on a page. In the end, we followed two different roads of our own making. You, a lovely family. Me, a crooked empire. And my road burned. I let our creations become my life. The truth is, you were always so good at pushing, old friend. Pushing me to do the right thing. You should have pushed a little harder. Henry, come visit the old workshop. There's something I need to show you.
All right, Joey. I'm here. Let's see if we can find what you wanted me to see.
I think behind what was going on was I believe what Joey Drew was trying to get us to see was what we have created and what we have done. I think that's what he was trying to do, he was trying to show us what happened to our creations, or what happened to their creations. And as soon as Joey Drew realized that the creations had come to life, that's when everybody had to leave the workshop. I wish there was another end to this game. I really wish there was another end to it. Congratulations on your success, your best pal, Henry Stein.
Tell me another one, Uncle Joey.
We play as Henry, and then you finally meet Joey Drew, and he's like, come visit the old workshop. There's something I need to show you. I'm willing to actually... This is what most people were talking about, was that the last chapter was actually the archives. I thought it was going to be like a 6 chapters to the game, it's basically like it is, but I'm here about to show the archives. And Bendy and the Machine began with the developer / cartoonist known as the Meatly experimented with bringing a sketched 2D style into a 3D world. After turning the idea into a horror game, Chapter 1 of the game was created in a little under a week, with programmer and friend Mike Mood, and released on February 10th in 2017. Much to their surprise, it struck a chord with global indie gamers almost overnight. The Meatly and Mike Mood decided to drop all other projects to work on Bendy and tell a most unique ink story. The entire game was completed a chapter at a time in a year and a half by a small but dedicated group of indie developers. Although the concept and story remained as originally intended, the game changed over development as characters and models were refined from their early thrown together versions. This archive is a peek behind the scenes at that process. These are all the characters and like the originals that were supposed to be put into the game, but the new versions were put into the game. let's start off with Concept Bindi. Concept Bindi, this is the first version of Bindi ever modeled. In the earliest concepts, Bindi was much smaller and cuter, with a face that split open to reveal a terrifying mouth. I actually find this one very, very weird. And then next to him you have Alpha Bindi. This is the original game used design of Ink Bindi from the earliest version of Chapter 1. He's jokingly referred to as bird poop with a smile among the development team. And then next is the Beta Bindi. I don't like this version very well. But Beta Bindi, this is Ink Bindi's form until the release of Chapter 4. At that time, the game received a major visual upgrade, and the title character got a new model as well. And then the next one you have is actually Ink Bindi himself, with a cool little animation too. 8-Bindi as we know him today, although similar to Beta Bindi, this upgraded version was remodeled and enhanced with a higher polygon count and given new ink effects, where it looks like ink stripping on him. Then you have Beast Bindi, which is what I actually fought in Chapter 5. Ink Bindi's horrific final form in Chapter 5 pulled away the cartoon facade and revealed the demon within. This is the Ink Demon. Well, it's basically like an upgraded version of him, but beasted version. Look at his tiny little legs. And then you have Beta Searcher. Early in development, which is a few weeks to create Chapter 2, the Beta Searchers were designed in record time before being fully retooled later on. They were the first fighting enemies encountered in the game. And then you have the Final Searcher, which is the Final Searchers were far more robust in appearance. They were smoother with better ink effects and a more human appearance, as you can tell that jaw. Beta Sammy. With his first appearance in Chapter 2, fan favorite Sammy Lawrence became a terrifyingly entertaining character. When his slim build was deemed not threatening enough, he was redesigned and given a better skeletal rig for more advanced animation. This was the original of Sammy, and then the final Sammy Lawrence himself. Sammy Lawrence's final form came complete with the bulked up stature and more powerful limbs. The mad songwriter may finally get noticed now, at least by fans. I actually like how they detailed to the point where he has like a six-pack and muscles. I have no idea what this thing is. But if someone can actually comment down what this thing is for me and tell me what it is, please, I will be happy to be able to know what it is. Cause they said it was a lost one, but I don't know what's behind the lost one. That's the problem. And then you have Alice Angel herself, the demon version, the dark version. She's actually very, very cool. But I actually like the other version of her. The other version of her is actually pretty cool. It'd be cool if there were like more endings to this. And then you have Tom. And you have Tom. And then next to him you have Beta Board. The Wolf. This early version was released with Chapter 1. He was quickly refined into the Boris we know today with the release of Chapter 2. Boris Boris the Wolf himself. Boris the Wolf, A Friend to the End, was designed using various references from cartoons of the 1920s, a blend of West Coast and East Coast animation styles. The silent and supportive wolf won over the hearts of many, although at times he was a headache for the development team due to his AI taking on a mind of its own during production. And then, Brute Boris. Alice Angel's monstrosity, Brute Boris, was one of the biggest surprises of Chapter 4. His design was roughly based on the Frankenstein monster, but with a more unfinished appearance. Alice took parts from within him and substituted things that his body is rapidly rejecting. As you can tell, there's like organs in there. And it's actually really cool how there's ribs sticking out, which look more like a hand, almost. It's actually pretty cool. And then, I'm actually not going to do the ink machine just yet. I'll do the ink machine last. I'm going to go over here to the others. You have this guy that was inside the carousel spinny thingy. And then you have the Butcher Gang. I'm going to get them in frame here. The Piper, Striker, and Fisher make up the dreaded Butcher Gang. Interestingly, the ink-corrupted versions of the characters were designed first and then were reverse engineered back into the more family-friendly cartoon forms, which is basically this. I'm guessing this is the more family-friendly cartoon forms, I guess. Last but not least, we're gonna head over to the ink machine itself. Original ink machine. Before a major visual upgrade, this version of the ink machine was the one used in the game. Much of this machine's iconic fan-loved design was translated into the final version, which is the big version of it. And then they don't actually have a thing for Henry, I guess, but they do have a thing here for him. Henry Stein, who you actually play as. Once an equal business partner of Joey Drew, Henry Stein was a talented animator and character designer until leaving the company around 1930. His place in Joey Drew Studios' history is somewhat undocumented, but he is often rumored to be the true creator behind many of the studio's most memorable characters. Most of the characters were actually designed by him. I think the ones that he designed were the Ink Demon, Brute Boris, I think along with Sammy Lawrence, and some of the Searchers, along with Boris, Tom, Alice Angel, and the good version. And I think Beast Bindi was also created by him. But I think the Pipers, the Strikers, and Fishers were made by the other ones. Because the only character you meet by the end of the game is Joey Drew himself. And then you're playing as Henry Stein. Henry Stein's the only character you play as. It'd be cool if they had like a secret ending where you can actually play as all the characters. To like get the feel where... Is there anything I can do here? I was actually wondering if there's any like secret here, and I like how they have the Joey Drew Studio sign up there. It'd be cool if you could actually like do something. I like how they have a plant and a pot of ink. I'm guessing that's the thing that keeps it alive. That right there is creepy. That looks like it came from a child's dream. These just look like an adult would just randomly put stuff together. I don't get it. myself highly, but this is actually really cool. If you're about my age, if you ever feel like you want to play a new video game, I suggest playing Beneath the Ink Machine on PS4, or if they have it for like computers.